It's Sunday, which means it's recap time here on the Retirement Quick Tips podcast. In case you missed any of the episodes, here's what I talked about this week. I talked about how to optimize your HSA in 2025. So contribution limits have updated, the maximum catch-up contribution. I talked about that. I talked about some of the common mistakes that people make, primarily not maxing out the HSA and what you can contribute, prioritizing other accounts, not understanding that this account is the only one. I'll wait. Tell me another account that has triple tax benefits. I'll wait. None. Okay, so we want to prioritize this account over many of the other accounts like 401k, maximizing, things like that. That's mistake number one, not maximizing it. And then the mistake too often made is that once the money goes into the account, the default option is cash. And then it just sits there and doesn't work for you. But these accounts should be viewed as a long-term savings account, investment account for medical costs in retirement. And if you view it in that way, it will reframe how you invest, how you think about the account, how you use the account, especially while you're still working. So that's really what I mean when I'm talking about optimizing your HSA. Understanding it, investing it for the long term, optimizing those investments to coincide with your timeline. I talked in detail about that a couple of days ago. And then I talked about some kind of realistic scenarios of principles to keep in mind, knowing that ideally you do want to use this for medical costs, I would say later in retirement, like in the second half of retirement. But are you never going to tap into your HSA prior to like turning 70? Probably not. So I talked about some things to keep in mind for the real world, since we all have to live in and operate in the real world. I would say that was my most important takeaway, understanding the principles of using your HSA, which is maxing it out, investing it appropriately, and then being strategic about how and when you spend it down. If you can remember those things and carry that with you, you're going to be much better off than most people who don't optimize their HSA, don't even come close. All right, so tomorrow I'm starting a brand new theme. What is your net worth? I'm really excited about this because I created a worksheet that you can use to take inventory of all the variety of different assets you have, whether you have real estate holdings or treasury bonds or gold or crypto or whatever those assets are. We always have assets floating around in different places, and it's hard to keep track of it, but it is important to know what your actual net worth is. You add up all of your various assets, you subtract all of your outstanding debts, and that is your net worth. So I'm going to give you a free worksheet that you can use to better understand your complete financial picture. And I'll talk about why it's important to take an inventory of your assets, your debts, how it can help you in your finances in 2025 and beyond. Other than just, curiosity, what am I worth? That's nice to know, but there are practical applications for knowing what your net worth is in terms of your finance and your overall financial stability, long-term planning, etc. All right. Thank you so much for listening this week. If you're enjoying the podcast, please share the show. Be sure to subscribe and follow wherever you're listening right now if you haven't already. And if you're interested in learning more about working with me, you can check out my website, truenorthra.com. Over there, right there on the homepage in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little box. You can book a call with me for 15 minutes to talk about whatever is on your mind for free, no strings attached. Thanks so much for sharing the love and spreading the word. I hope you have a blessed Sunday. My name is Ashley Michike, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips Podcast.